Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with the cards for the week beginning the 21st of November. Sorry there wasn't any cards last week. There was a little bit of a hiccup technical wise, so I couldn't do them. So I'm back this week. And what a lovely, lovely cards we've had. Last week, I don't know if anybody felt it. It was a bit up and down, a bit of a roller coaster. There was good, there was bad, there was quite an emotional week, I think, because obviously we had this moon, and it was playing its tricks, and I think it was dredging a lot up. So there was a lot of emotions involved, but good ones as well as bad ones. And when I've done the cards for next week, there's I said that there was going to be a calm, and there is. And the word that's coming in regarding like this week is acceptance. So even if there are a few bumps in the road next week, I don't think there's going to be. I've looked at the cards; they're all looking good. But even if there is, I feel the way you will tackle them will be different. So, like I say, there's an acceptance, and once we accept, I've been talking about this week, and there's a thing I always say: trust and surrender. Um, and a lot of times when we're going through anything, or we're wanting something really badly or whatever, we try and control the outcome, or we try and manipulate the outcome in some way. And this puts a lot of pressure on us, especially if things don't go according to plan. And sometimes life isn't the way we want it to be, but it's how it is. So the second you accept that, and the second you take acceptance and surrender to how things are, there's like a weight off your shoulders. I always say it. I totally believe that we sign up for this before we were born. So anything that you're experiencing, that you think you're going through hell, you signed that contract. You signed that soul contract before you were born. So nobody else to blame but yourself. There was lessons that you needed to learn, and that is my true belief. And I do believe everything is sort of predestined as well. And if we think about that, then that takes the pressure off again. If you think of a book, you're reading a book, and the book's got the story, but you don't rush to the end to read the last page. You don't hurry to see what's going to happen. You actually follow the story along without the anxiety. So if you can do that within your own life, it really does take the pressure off. So maybe try that. But I think some of you will have already got there, because with these cards, like I say, there is an acceptance coming in, and this is when the calmness comes in as well. So the first card that came out for Monday is the Death card. Now, as soon as I pulled this card, I don't know if any of you have heard the hymn "From the Darkness Came Light, from the Blackest of Nights." This was what came into my head straight away when this card came up. And then what I found was this one in the side there, and then I got a new dawn, a new day, and I'm feeling good. So very musical the cards were this week when I pulled them. And what this card is saying, we all know that death is not physical death, it's transformation. It's the ending of one thing and the beginning of another. And what this card was saying to me is, like, the old you has gone now. You've been through this process. You've been like from the caterpillar, you've been in the cocoon, and now you are coming out as the butterfly. So there's been a huge transformation, this year. I mean, this year has all been about us transforming to be our true, authentic selves. So what is interesting about this is, oh, where is it? There. Now, this picture here is actually the same picture what's on the moon. There's the two towers there, and the moon's there, and this is where the fear is, and the not knowing. The moon has now changed to the sun. So any darkness that the moon brought with it, any unknown, if we think about nighttime, it's very hard to see. As soon as the sun comes up, or as soon as there's a light put on, we can see things how they are. So this is sort of from fear to, sort of, wow, yeah, it's everything's great. And if we think of A Course in Miracles as well, one of their greatest teachings is we experience a miracle the second we change our thoughts from fear to love. And that is what happens. So this is there's a beautiful, beautiful feeling coming through with this. So where the moon was is now the sun, and it's like a dawning. And, it's sort of like, you know, I'm getting the words for from the Age of Aquarius, the song as well, Let the Sun Shine In. Now, again, we've talked a lot about the Age of Aquarius, and this is what we're experiencing at the moment. And some of the words within that song are harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abound, no more falsehoods. You know, and this is what is happening. This is like a new, like a new you, a new life, a new dawn, a new not even a new chapter, a new book, they're saying, you know. So we talked about books before, so it's like starting a new book here. And if we look at this card as well, the figure in it is, he's actually got black armor on him. Now, black is a very good color. A lot of people sort of think, well, if you're spiritual, you should wear white. Black really absorbs your energy, and it keeps your energy inside as well. Whenever I'm reading face to face with people, I always wear black because it protects my energy, and it also protects from any energy thieves that are about, you know, any psychic vampires that want to, you know, try and take your energy as well, you know. So he's got his black armor on, he has his protection there, and there's also a cross on his chest here, and this cross, again, you know, this is his faith, this is his protection. If we have a look, the saddle he's sitting on here is sort of purple, and this is our crown chakra. This is what this is linked with. So it's like he's sitting on his truth as well, you know, and he's connected. He's connected to the divine, and this is what has helped actually, like, sort of get him through this transformation. If we have a look as well, I found was quite interesting, the spur on his heel here is pointing towards this ship. Now, whenever we get ships within tarot, they talk about navigating your way through something, or your ship coming in. So they're like a blessing. And I really feel that this, you know, is being like spurring them on. That's what I'm getting with that, you know. And then again, we have the white rose here. And this is beauty, this is desires, there's a purity comes with this card. And what this is saying is, when we do this transformation, when we go to live authentically, you know, when we sort of, you know, we struggle through, because it's not easy, you know, if anybody has experienced the dark night of the soul, it is not easy. And what that is, it's the death of the ego. So when our ego dies, so does our selfishness, you know, and anything that we had repressed as well, sort of goes with it, you know. So when we're losing a lot of our egoic traits, it's about wanting to be right. It's about what other people think of us. It's anger, it's jealousy, you know, it's fear. These are all what we're living on when we're working from our ego. And what this card says is, this is the death of the ego. So this is actually following your soul's path and listening to your soul rather than your ego, because your ego is your false friend, you know. And what happens then, without you even trying, you become a better person, or a better version of you, because things just seem to fit, and you seem to understand more. You're no longer like trapped in this prison or self-imposed prison that you've put yourself in. So there's a freedom comes with this, a massive transformation, and like I say, the death of the old. So absolutely beautiful card to start off with, you know, for Monday. Then the card that came out for Tuesday is quite interesting. I really loved how these cards work this week. So then we have the Hermit. Now, the way I pulled the cards out, the Hermit was actually looking at this. So what I got was the Hermit is actually looking, standing, taking a breath and looking back at how far he's come, you know. And within this light here, he's using his illumination to navigate his way here. And if we have a look in this light, there's a star. And the star, if we remember, is our dreams and our hopes. And he has them there because he's keeping them safe, and they have been what has been lighting his way, you know. What I thought was interesting about this is it almost looks like he's levitating here as well. So what this is saying is he's rising above it. You know, there's snow-capped mountains here, so there's a coldness, but he's rising above that, you know. He's not actually experiencing this coldness anymore. He has his staff there, which is his support, and he has his light there, you know, which is guiding him. So he doesn't need anything else, you know. If we have a look, he's sort of like in rags a little bit, But what I thought was interesting is if we have a look at this side of his arm, which is his left side is always linked to our emotions, and this is sort of like, it's a bit threadbare, so it's like there's a transparency here. So it's like his emotions are not hidden anymore. They are just there, for all to see. And also he has this around his hat as well. um, and this is showing again clarity of thought, clear thinking. So his emotions are cleared, his thinking is cleared, and have a look at him. He has no baggage with him. All he has is this support, and he's light, so he's not taking anything from his old into his new. And if we have a look at his face there, it's almost like he's in prayer, when you bow your head and pray, or in prayer, or give thanks. His beard is indicating this is the wisdom he has gained on his journey. And like I say, he's rising above this coldness. He's engulfed in blue here, which is getting deeper and deeper as it rises. And blue is connected to our throat chakra, which is all about our truth. But blue is all about healing as well. So I really feel Tuesday is a day just to take a step back, look at what you've endured, be very proud of yourself, and then lift your head up and keep going on the direction that you're going, because there's a lovely, like I say, an acceptance and a clarity of thought coming around on Tuesday. So then we get to Wednesday, and it just keeps getting better. So Wednesday, we have the 9 of coins, and the word that comes through with this is gratitude. Gratitude, abundance, and appreciation. Now, a lot of times, if we haven't experienced bad, we don't then appreciate the good. When you have been through the mill, when you have when you have not had what you wanted, when there's been sort of a poverty type mindset, or when you've experienced that, then when you suddenly get what you want or what you longed for, there's this massive feeling of gratitude. I done it the other day. I woke up and I just, I had a thought, and I just said to the universe, thank you so much. I am like massively grateful, for my life and for the way it is. That day, so many things happened which were great. So by giving that little bit gratitude, there was so many things that then I was showered again with blessings. So gratitude is key, and it's always remembering, how lucky you are as well. Now, if we have a look at her coat here, it's orange, and this is all about our sacral chakra, our second chakra up. And this is it's our creative power, it's our feeling center, it's linked with emotion, with pleasure, with sensuality, with intimacy, and with connection. And if we have a look, the pictures that are on it, the pattern that's on it, looks a bit like flowers, but it's actually it's sort of a mixture between the masculine and feminine symbol. It's the symbol for Venus. So Venus is the god of love. And this is talking about, not just material riches. This is inner riches. This is sort of inner and outer riches together. We have the falcon there, and the falcon symbolizes potency, it's vibrancy, it's power. And, this is asking us to like fly high, and stand in our own brilliance as well, blaze the sky with our own brilliance, because this is a real being very happy in your own skin as well, looking around at you and thinking, what, I am pretty cool. And, and being grateful for that, being grateful to be able to see that. And I feel that there's like, you not needing anybody else to tell you that neither. So it's like I say, it's a beautiful, beautiful card. There's a lot of fertility around this, abundance, transformation, and a lot of blessings, and it's sort of like there's a sweetness to life. And when I pulled this card again, I said it was quite a musical one. The song that I got in my head was How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You by Marvin Gaye, so that's it. It's really taking the time to taste this sweetness, to appreciate and to be thankful for what you have as well. Now, if we have a look in here as well, it's interesting. There's a little snail, And this snail, snails carry their homes on their backs, you know, and this is about security. And what this snail is saying is snails go slow as well. So what this is saying is this process that you have come to of this gratitude and this thankfulness has not happened overnight. It's been a long journey, you know, but you are there, and it's just taken time to smell the roses, you know. So this is all about reflection as well, you know. These cards, I just love them. So then we get to Thursday, and it gets back to business time because we have the Knight of Pentacles here. And the Knight of Pentacles, this is like, right, okay, I'm ready. I'm taking care of business here, and I'm doing what needs to be done. So this Knight is actually planning, and he's planning for security as well. If we have a look, he has his visor open, and this is sort of like, this is clear thinking again, you know. He has his armor on, you know, so he is ready to proceed. And he is very committed to the task in hand. So this card is saying as if there's anything that you've been putting off, now is the time to do it. There's a project needs finishing, something that you started needs finishing, you know, and loose ends tying up, and that's it. So he is committed to the task in hand here. And this is about, you know, developing material goods. It's very great, creative as well, you know, and it's taken the practical approach. So this card is saying on Thursday, you have to dot the T's, you have to, no, you don't, you have to cross the T's and dot the I's, you know, and see this project through till the end. It's real time to take charge on Thursday. And the message that's coming through with this is keep on keeping on. You will feel much better once this is all tied up. So then, and this is quite interesting for Friday, what we have for Friday is we have the Justice card. Now, the Justice card can often mean legal things, so I don't know if the Knight of Pentacles is linked with that in any way. But the Justice is, like I say, it can often mean legal, and it's it can often mean court, but it can also mean the court of the karmic law as well. And that is the toughest court that there is. So this card is saying there's a need for the truth here. And it's, you know, you've got to speak your truth. And this is what will bring in balance. You know, this is what will bring in balance. And the thing is, when we tell the truth, we also never have anything to hide as well. So we're not worried about getting caught out. So within life, a lot of people could happily live a lie, and this is just so that they don't rock the boat. You know, they can hide behind illusions rather than face the cold, hard truth. And this results in discord. You know, it's not good, because what happens is if you're not living the truth, your any relationships you have, any friendships, anything at all, your life is not based on trust. And if you're not being trustful with other people, then how can they be trustful with you? So you're always sort of second guessing things. But this card is saying on Friday, truth and justice are paramount, you know. And with justice, you cannot fool justice, you know. Justice actually looks at the facts. Now, justice is never about being uncomfortable. Never about being a punishment, but it can be uncomfortable. You know, it really, really can. And also, if you haven't been telling the truth, then justice can be even more uncomfortable as well. You know, so what this does is, when this card comes in, it strips everything down to the cold, hard facts. All evidence is brought to light. It's placed on the table, you know, and this is when balance can come in. You know, so you cannot hide from the truth when this card is. So Friday is right, straight down the middle. This is how it is, you know. And what justice does as well is justice will not allow you to point the finger of blame. You know, because if you think when we're pointing the finger of blame at somebody, there's three fingers pointing back at us. So this is not about blaming or anything, you know. This is about just seeing things how they are. Like I say, this acceptance is coming in here as well, you know, and it's like stop hiding from it. You know, if something's there, the truth is coming out here, and this is on Friday. So, you know, so take responsibility for the part that you're playing in it, or you've played in it as well, you know, and stop the pretense. This is when you are going to be able to cut through the crap, you know, and there will be a fair outcome for all involved. And what will happen with this is there will be a weight lifted, you know. So, like I say, Friday is quite it's a business day, you know. It is a business day, but like I say, you know, if you know you have nothing to hide, then you know you're not really scared of justice, you know, because justice is there to sort out any wrongdoing, So if you haven't been doing wrong, then, don't let justice scare you. Justice will then be your friend. So then we come to Saturday, and we have the Ace of Swords, which is often called the Sword of Truth again. This is what justice holds. So, there's a link coming in with this. This also indicates new beginnings as well, and it also brings with it power. So what this says is like there is a newfound clarity of thought, and it's any problems that you have been experiencing, anything that has been taking up your time, taking up your energy, this is going to get sorted, because the Ace of Swords is coming in, and again, like the Justice, it's cutting straight through the middle of it. What will happen here is once you regain that power, you will feel this power in your belly again, this fire in your belly again. This is talking about a mental and emotional breakthrough on Saturday. So it's this newfound thought pattern usually comes when there's been pain or there's been strife of some sort, but whatever pain or strife you have endured has actually been essential. Like I say, with these cards, we're talking about the journey you've been on, and this is it's winding down here. And it's time to move on as well. The energy's shifted, and this is time for you to stand back in your power. Any control that there's been over you or whatever, now is a time to, to understand that the only person you should let control you is yourself. So this is cutting away cords I'm getting, cutting cords. Cutting cords with people is a great exercise where there's any negativity. And I may actually do a video on that. I can't do one at the moment, but I may do a video on how to do that. And it's often indicated with Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael is the guy with the sword. So this card again is saying, speak your truth. There's communication coming in with this, but your heart and your mind are now strong, and that whatever problems there, you can cut through them, and you can withstand them, because you have been through the hard times now, and you're still standing. So this card is telling you need to stand up for yourself. You need to stand tall. You need to be proud of yourself and what you have come through, and use this wisdom that you have gained during your hard times to rebuild and take back your life and take back control of it. Because this card is saying that any problems you're experiencing, they will soon be over. So again, lovely. Then we come to Sunday, which this card is absolutely fabulous. I love this, and it's a great ending to this reading. So this card, the Three of Cups, it talks about celebration, but I really feel this is like, it's a conclusion to the end of your problems, and it's celebrating around that, but it's also a massive celebration of life as well. This is talking about people around you, going out and having fun with them, going out and, really appreciating, who we have. I mean, a lot of times when we're going through crappy times or shitty times, we find out who our friends are. We find out who is there to support us, and we find out who isn't. And this card is saying, when we endure really, really hard times, this is when we find out who our tribe are, and I have with me, that I haven't got much family, but I do have a tribe, and each one has came into my life at some time, when things have been pretty tough. But, they are there to see me through it. And there is always this acceptance again from them. They don't want to change you or anything like that. They love you for who you are. They are there for you. And this card is saying, they've been here for you through whatever you've gone through your journey. And this is a time, get the champagne corks out or something like that, and just take time to actually appreciate the people that are in your life here. Because this is, there's a lot of fruit here. I've talked about harvest before, and this is like the harvest coming in, and we have, there's a purity, there's a beautiful beauty coming in with this, and I don't want to say innocence, but I want to say pureness with this, so it's like, raise your glasses and raise your glasses to the future, because I do feel, like we said in the beginning of the reading, it's the dark times are behind you. So absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards, those. I really, really enjoyed reading them. I did pick an Osho card and a Colette Baron Reid card as well, and I'll do these quickly before before I go. And the Osho card that I picked was traveling. Now, I hope you can see that. You know, it's a lovely, lovely card, and it's so positive. And this is talking about the shift that there's been, you know, and this is like, it's saying, you know, that if we have a look at this card, it's like the path is full of twists and turns here, and they're on different levels. And some parts are clear and some parts are clouded, you know, and you can't see where that path is leading you. But what you can see is that you're following the light, you're following the sun, you know. So this card is saying that, like, sometimes things aren't crystal clear. And like I've said, reading a book as well, you don't want to really know the outcome, you know, because it's not about the destination, it's the journey. So this card is indicating it's movement, it's change, you know, and this can be physical movement from one place to the next as well as an inner movement. And, you know, this card promises that the going will be easy. It is positive and it will bring you a sense of adventure, and there's a growth comes with this as well. So this is saying there's no need to struggle or plan too much. Just trust that everything is happening how it's supposed to. The path is leading you where you're meant to be. And no matter how grueling the journey seems, you know, trust the universe first to be your sat nav, because there's fantastic opportunities coming. So it's saying don't hesitate, and like, don't doubt, just do, and embrace the new, you know. This is what it's talking about. And yes, things might be a little bit different, but it's just relaxing them. If you think, if we go to another country traveling, they live in a different way to us, and there's different customs in a different environment, different culture, you know. But by being open to that, we can actually learn a lot, you know. So there's a lot of new experiences to come, and there's a great reward, you know. So just fabulous, fabulous cards, I feel. And then with the Colette Baron read, we have new life. But the new life is in the protection position, right? Now, this doesn't mean anything bad. What this means is that it's okay. You've just gone through this transformation and you're living this new life, and things are different. And, you know, you're not going to know how to do it straight away, you know, so you are slightly inexperienced at it. But don't let this worry you at all, because this is, you know, this is all part of the fun. It's learning, you know, how things go now. This is at the beginning, you know, and it's like I say, it's a learning process, and you know, there's no rush with it. So it's just like, you know, you might not know where you're going or whatever, but you know where you are now, and you know it's better than where you have been. And so just embrace it. And what will happen? It will start to unfold as well, you know. So like I say, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't expect to know everything new. If you think if you go to a new job, you don't know everything straight away, you learn that. When you go to a new school, you don't know anything. You learn it and you find new friends, and you know, and then it becomes comfortable again. So this is saying there's a lot of newness around, but it is beautiful newness. There's adventure, there's growth, there's learning, and there's a lot of happiness and celebrations as well. So, you know, just embrace it. Don't worry. This is what you've been working towards, you know, and this is what all of the hard work has been for. So just relax and allow yourself to enjoy it, because there's a beautiful, beautiful feeling come with those cards. Like I say, I do feel if there is any hiccups this week, it's the way that you deal with them will be different. And, you know, once this acceptance is there, once this surrender is there, you know, there's no bumps. There's only bumps if you want to make them. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. If anybody would like a reading with me, please get in touch via my Facebook or via my website. The links are below. I do have availability for this week. So please get in touch with that. And there's a new subscribe button that I have put on my website as well. And if anybody subscribes to that, it gives you £10 off your first reading after subscription. So that is quite a big saving, you know, a full 10 English pounds off a reading. The offer is still limited, so if you're wanting a reading, maybe take advantage of that offer and subscribe as well. Sorry, there will be a newsletter goes out at the beginning of the month, and like I say, I'm talking about maybe doing some cord cutting exercises and things like that, you know, and they will be sort of, you know, I think they may be going out with newsletters and stuff like that. So there's a lot of changes going on around love, but they're all positive and they're all good. So thank you for watching. And again, like I say, gratitude. Thank you to everybody that does watch these. You know, I do think I may go back to doing the daily cards because I think they were liked better. But you know, it is much appreciated that you watch these videos. The messages I get off people, you know, I do love them. Sometimes I can't respond straight away, but that is only because I'm busy. But I do try and get back to everybody. But you know, like I say, I wouldn't be here if you weren't watching them. So, you know, it's deeply appreciated. So thank you. So there's my little bit gratitude for today. And have an absolutely fabulous week. You know, it's things are changing, you know, things are on the up. So I'll speak to you next week with the cards for the week. Satnam.